What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel for some more RC fun. As you can see, to start this one off, we're out here in the garage, not because I wanted to be, but because we've got a repair job to take care of on my TRX4MT BIGFOOT build. Y'all know this is pretty much a brand new build. I think I don't have but maybe 4 or 5 packs on this truck all together. But last Saturday, I was out running it Saturday morning, and all of a sudden my steering stopped, and as you can see, it's locked up. I mean, it won't go that way at all. Sometimes it'll go one way, sometimes it won't. So I'm assuming we've got a stripped gear set in there. So I got it turned on now using the steering. As you can see, nothing right there. Got throttle. The steering will work if I kind of mess with it a little bit. Sometimes I can get it to move. This time though, it's decided it ain't doing nothing. Every now and then I could get it to work a little bit, but I'll show you here using my checker too that it's definitely DOA. So I got some power here. I'll plug the servo in over here on this side. And then if y'all hadn't messed with one of these, it's actually pretty cool. You go into the secondary options right here, go to servo test, and there you are, and then you can cycle it. See, and now it worked right there, but went back to center, but see, it won't go the other way. Unless I kind of mess with it, sometimes it will. But nothing, when it's back to center, it'll go that way, will not go the other way. So see if I can make it, see it's cycling that way, nothing the other way. Hopefully it is gears. I'm assuming it's gears. I mean, I guess it could be some kind of circuit board or something in it, but I mean, see, that way it's just nothing. That way it's going fine now. It was, like I say, I could mess with it and kind of smack on it a little bit and get it to go opposite. Let's see, that way it's not even going that way now. So hopefully it is some gears, but let's get this thing pulled apart and we'll look at it. Now I just did this build, so I'm not gonna bore y'all with watching me take this thing apart. You know there's 2 screws on the battery tray to get all this cabling out of the way. I'm pretty sure you can get the servo apart out of here right at the top from those 2 screws there. And then of course we'll have to take it loose from our steering link. All right, I got the servo pulled out. Very easy. It did come right out the top there, so no problem at all. And just realized I totally forgot to finish my story about the thing going out. So last Saturday, it was the 12th, as a matter of fact, the servo went out, so I thought, no big deal. I actually had already ordered a set of these gears. I had one on hand, but I went ahead and called Traxxas anyway just to see, you know, if they'd send me another one for warranty. So I called them on a Saturday, the guy answered the phone. I told him what was going on. You know, I had just built this MT up and put the brushless in it, was out messing around, you know, it tumbled a few times, so on and so forth, but just locked up under pretty normal conditions. He didn't really ask any questions. He asked me when I bought it. I told him when. He asked me my name and my address. He said, I'll get a new set of gears right out to you. So excellent customer service, if you ask me. There's the packing list that, again, it happened on the 12th, and this stuff has been here a couple of days. I mean, it didn't take but a few days to get a new set of gears. So I'd rather see it not break at all, obviously, but I have to give Traxxas credit for some good customer service so far. So let's unbag these gears right quick. This for sure is stripped gears. I'm almost positive now. I put it on my little checker after I got it out, and it was locked up, and I moved it by hand, and you could hear some crunching going on in there. So pretty sure it is a stripped gear. All right, so it looks like we've got 5 total gears here, plus this little white bushing piece and a little tube of white lithium grease. I've already got my own grease, so I ain't even gonna open that. Now, as far as getting this servo apart, all you got is 4 little tiny Phillips head screws. Now they're long screws, so they're gonna go all the way through and engage with the cap up here. So I'm gonna take those out and see if we can pull the cap. All right, I've got these screws out far enough, I believe, where they're disengaged from the cap here. They also did give you a schematic here, so don't worry about if it does fall all apart or if you get sidetracked or forget where something goes. Let's see what we can get here. This is gonna be a little tricky to show y'all everything, keep everything in screen, but I'm gonna do the best I can. Yeah, this stuff's gonna come all apart. Well, half of it stayed one place, half of it went the other place. So it looks like, so it's definitely not all the gears that they send you. It looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, I'm looking at 5 right there, and that's not including the big silver one there. So looks like maybe they don't send you one, or actually the little pinion from the motor, that's down in the bottom. So they do send you all 4 of those brass gears, and then the main silver colored one. And unfortunately, I'm not seeing anything incredibly obvious as far as stripped teeth. So let me put this down and get them out and wipe them off, see if I can find one to strip. All right, y'all, I found the culprit. As you can see, 1 tooth chipped off of this main silver gear right here. So all the brass ones look good, but I'm still gonna replace them all just because I don't know if there's little pieces of tiny slivers of metal. So I'll clean those up real good after afterwards and keep them for backup, but I'm just gonna put the new ones. But all there is to it is just stacking your gears on your two little posts here. And again, they send you a schematic with two different views. So I'm not gonna try to do this on camera because I've got to put grease in between. I'm gonna get it all buttoned up and then I'll bring you back. All right, I think I got us back in business again. Got it all nice and greased up. So let's run it through the checker here one more time. That way we can make sure we can get it centered and everything too. That's one really cool thing about this. You can use this to center your servo without having to hook up your receiver and all that if you're doing a build. So right there, we're centered. Boom, that way. Centered again, that way. So yeah, no problem. So now I can go ahead and put my horn on and install everything before I have to worry about hooking it up and checking it. Let me get it all back together and then we'll do a quick little test run. All right, I got everything reinstalled. So the moment of truth here, let's make sure it works inside the truck. It shouldn't be any problem since it worked on the checker there. So let's see. Oh yeah, now we're back in business. Slow as ever, but working like it's supposed to. So it's looking good on the bench, but let's take it out back and do a little test run. All right, that's looking pretty doggone nice right there. As you see, a little montage out here in the center. I mean, this thing's ripping out here today. I've got the ramp set up, I think, just about perfect. And you just got to kind of, see, I overdid it. I was just getting ready to say, you just got to kind of not overdo it. And sure enough, I overdid it. But I tell you what, this thing does some nice little wheelies in place. See, that was a nice jump right there. This thing handles nice, actually. Watch this. I mean, nice little wheelies in place. Check that out. I forget what you call those that kind of just spin around like that. Look at that thing ripping, y'all. Hoo-wee. Yeah, this thing's getting it. I mean, this thing's actually quick. I think this might be, you know, we were talking about that little MT12 Plus that I just did a little unboxing and kind of a little review on. This might have more low end torque. I mean, it's got more snap, which, you know, it is brushless where the other one is just brushed, so it would make sense. This thing's ripping, y'all. Definitely ripping. I can imagine with the 2-speed tranny, and speaking of that, I won't give anything away just yet, but I might have something along this same lines that I got a great deal on that we might have to do a little experimenting on with that 2-speed. See if I can get a couple of good laps out of it. This is where I always get carried away because I just want to stab at throttle, and when you do with this thing, I mean, it gets squirrely, buddy. Ooh-wee, especially coming around that turn right there. Well, that was a nice little jump though. Either I'm getting the hang of it or it's just I'm just doing a little better today. It's ripping down that back stretch, y'all. Wow, I mean, it's jumping a whole lot better today. I mean, it's probably just me, but I mean, that was a wide open burst right there even. I wonder if, I mean, that honestly makes me wonder. I don't want to make excuses, but it makes me wonder if that servo was kind of goofed up for a while. I don't know if that's the case or not, but I'm going to use that excuse. We're going to say the servo was messing up the whole time and it just wasn't letting me turn correctly and making me oversteer. But this thing's ripping. That was a pretty vicious little crash right there. I mean, this thing is rolling, y'all. Let's see if I can get one good jump right. Oh yeah, nice jump. Let's do us a couple more runs and jumps out here in the center and then we'll wrap it up. Well, I rolled it over, so good enough. I mean, this thing is absolutely ripping out here, y'all. I definitely got to, this wooden ramp, I think is a little too steep for what I'm wanting. I definitely need to get out here and build me a course. I think I'm gonna take some time in the next week or so and get my track out here in order. Yeah, this thing's ripping, y'all. Look at that little thing. I mean, plus it does them doggone little spins like that. That's pretty nice right there. Look at that thing spinning in place, y'all. Now that I'm kind of getting this feeling of this again after messing with that associated, I might actually look into some kind of brushless system. I had somebody recommend in that video in the comments a couple of hobby wing brushless systems, so I might have to check that out. But as of right now, I mean, this little thing right here is absolutely ripping. All right, y'all, looks to me like Bigfoot is back in business and better than ever. Pretty simple fix on this one and definitely cheap since it was a warranty warranty item. Even if you have to get those gears, I want to say they're, you know, somewhere around 10 bucks, something like that. So again, that just goes back to the point that I made about getting into this hobby again, that's one good thing. You may have definitely a higher startup cost with these hobby grade RCs than some little cheap Walmart RC, but when it breaks, you can fix it. You don't just have to throw it in the trash. So happy to have Bigfoot back in action, and it's driving really nice out here. Now that I'm starting to get a better feel for what these little monster truck RCs are all about, I definitely want to set me up a nice little obstacle course and probably set a crawler course up on one end of it. But I've rambled on long enough. If y'all did enjoy the video, reach down and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you would. All that stuff really does help, so I definitely appreciate that. Big thanks to all of y'all who've been showing support to the new channel and helping it grow. I really thank y'all for that. I've got some good stuff coming, so be on the lookout. And in the meantime, y'all keep on having fun.